Nigeria, of every 3 people living in extreme poverty in sub-Saharan Africa, Nigeria is one of them. While extreme poverty seems to be reducing across sub-Saharan Africa, extreme poverty is increasing in Nigeria. So what is the implication of this? It will lead to crime, right? Poverty leads to crime. Now, we looked at it. Prison population increased by 26% between 2011 and 2015. Nigeria's population increased by just 10% by the same period. Offense against property and offense against persons are the highest. In 2016, offense against properties was 65,397 cases. But you see, the research we also did also stated that almost 80% of crime cases in Nigeria are not reported. While offense against persons was second in 2016, representing 45,554 cases. We now have underage kids in prisons in Nigeria. I'll read something to you. But it is a house of horror, as any visitor will find out. Held deep in the dingy cells of the prisons among convicted murderers, armed robbers, rapists, and the likes are also children and teenagers, serving sentences for various offenses, ranging from petty theft to wandering and even street hawking. The horror within the Badagry prison cells is better imagined. There is a change.org that people are signing online, right, of underage kids now in prison. When the Lagos State Chief Judge, Honorable Justice Funmilayo Atilade, decided to visit the prison hoping to set free 28 underage inmates, little did she prepare for the spectacle she was confronted with. Hundreds of hungry and unkept children displaying varying stages of disease and neglect. The children and teenagers, clad in oversized green and blue prison garments, were seated on wooden benches in the prison chapel, hoping for a possible stroke of luck or divine intervention that will secure them freedom. The air was heavy with the smell of disinfectant, but it could not hide the odor of unwashed bodies packed so tightly that it made one's stomach churn. The children especially were sick, hungry, weak, dying and crying. The expression on their eyes were the same. They wanted to go home. They wanted their parents. These are supposed to be leaders of tomorrow. The interesting thing is that some of them were caught hawking. We refused to give them a future. And while they tried to do something for themselves, to feed themselves, we incarcerate them. How then do we blame them tomorrow when they turn to crime? A nation that destroys education. If you destroy public education, you destroy everything. You destroy public education, you send the country into the gulags. You destroy public education, you send the country into the dark pits of hell. And these are the kids that we're supposed to hand over this country to, for them to lead us tomorrow. But yet, we are not educating them and we are not giving them a future. Education expenditure has to increase. There is no country, of all over 100 countries that we surveyed, no country that relegated education prospered. It is not just possible. Human capital investment is the gold, it is the silver, it is the diamond, it is the oil. We have excess of it. And if we do not use it, it will start to become a burden. Poverty. So poverty leads to social unrest. How? There's a wider margin of income disparity. This creates dissatisfaction within the society. Poverty makes people vulnerable to what they ordinarily not do. Government that refuses to invest in the education keeps their people in perpetual poverty and increases social unrest. Poverty robs people of confidence and self-esteem. And people are easily brainwashed. Social unrest across the country today mainly caused by poverty. The north, the south, recently in the east. Go look at the quality of people agitating and following these people. They are all uneducated. They are people that do not have anything to lose. If you send a person to school, they have something to stand up for. The war against terror is bound up in the war against poverty. General Colin Powell. I'll read something to you. The destinies of the haves are intrinsically linked to the fates of the have-nothings at all. If we didn't know this already, it became too clear on September 11, 2001. The perpetrators of 9/11 might have been wealthy Saudis, but it was in the collapsed, poverty-stricken state of Afghanistan that they found succor and sanctuary. Africa is not on the front line in the war against terror, but it soon could be. Bono, 2004. Excerpts from the book, The End of Poverty, as forwarded by Bono. Of all the countries where you have all these terrorist cells, right? All the countries we surveyed, they all have three things in common. Low education expenditure, high poverty rate, and then high number of kids outside school. And these are what these fundamentalists strive for. So, what are we looking at today? We have estimated, in 2013, we had an estimated 10.5 million kids outside school in Nigeria. About 20% of their age bracket. Do you know that only 87 countries in the world, if you do not know what 10.5 million is, I'll tell you, a number is not appreciated until you what? You match it against another number, you put it in ratio or in percentage. If you do not know what 10.5 million is, 10.5 million is twice the population of Denmark. 10.5 million is twice the population of Finland. 10.5 million is about the population of Sweden. 10.5 million is the population of Republic of Benin. 10.5 million is about 35% the population of Ghana. 450% the population of Zimbabwe. No, Botswana, sorry. We are raising a country of illiterates. And we are all sitting on the keg of gunpowder. Only 32 countries in Africa have populations greater than 10.5 million. UNESCO estimates that 263 million kids outside school globally. Nigeria is 2.5% of world population, but with the second highest number of kids outside school globally, with 4% after Pakistan. We must start to consider the consequences to both state and regional stability. 83 children were used as suicide bombers this year alone, and 125 since 2014, up by 97.6% in just 1 year. So we looked at the Global Peace Index. Nigeria has reduced or gone down from 118 to 149 between 2008 and 2017. And if you look at the other countries, these are countries that have both internal and external conflict. But the thing is, the problem with Nigeria, the issue with Nigeria, the challenge with Nigeria is that our conflict is internal and is self-induced. That's the difference. So, state-regional instability. Internal media estimate over 20,000 people killed since 2010 and over 2 million people displaced. Now, do you know that the Gulf of Guinea, I'll read something to you. The Gulf of Guinea our waters has now become the most dangerous waters in the world. 9th of June 2016, CNBC Africa reported, Gulf of Guinea emerges as the world's most dangerous body of water. The Gulf of Guinea has become the most dangerous body of water, with pirates carrying out 54 attacks in the waters last year and causing over $700 million in economic damage, according to the report from the US-based Ocean Beyond Piracy. As the International Navy curbed the piracy incidents in the Somali waters of the Horn of Africa, the Gulf of Guinea has now become the most dangerous waters in the world. Gregory Claude, Project Manager, West Africa, Ocean Beyond Privacy. From the last quarter of 2015 to the first quarter of 2016, there have been a significant increase in piracy, with kidnapping and ransom incidents increasing. The report also says that about 1,000 seafarers were subject to attack in 2015, while 54 were actually